Hello, hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Uh-oh. How's the sound? How's the audio? How's the sound? How's the audio? I wish I could is there a way I can monitor this? Mic check. Mic check. Yeah, there is. Okay. Hold on. I hear it, guys. I hear it. I hear it. Mic check, mic check. It sounds good, but I hear like a high-pitched noise. Mic check. Hello, hello. Okay, okay. Oh, wait. Now it's routing. Hello, hello, hello. There's some sort of like interference going on. Still kind of going on. Mic check. Sorry about that. Can you see the chat up there? That's a little, it's weird. I can hear myself. Hold on. I have to find out what that interference is. I apologize if it's bothering you. You know what I can do, actually? Let's try this. I'm going to do some hacking here. I'm going to do some hacking here. Watch this. Turn it up. No, that's not it. This is it. Okay, should be gone. Should be gone. It is. Beautiful. Look at that. See? You see? You guys need any audio work done? I can do it. All right. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We're at the desk. We're still going to mix, though. We're still going to mix, but we are at the desk. How's everything going? How has everyone been? You guys have had a good week or what? Enjoy yourselves. So let's just get into the show. This is DIYorDIE's live mixing every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern. This is where we just hop up on stream. We do some mixing. I make you guys, we come up with an idea on the stream and then we mix it. Okay? It's a very simple premise and it's been going on for over 10 years. We've been doing this show and we're going to continue to do it. Okay? It's going to continue to happen because I love doing it. It's fun. It's such a fun little stream. We've got a great community. If you want to join us, feel free to join us. I will say one of the best ways to join the community, if not the best way, is to join our Facebook group. Okay, I'm going to post this in the chat if you guys want to join it. It is private, so you have to answer a few questions to get in. We have to make it private. We just have to do that. Because that's how it is. Oop, that's not the right one. There it is. There it is. The Facebook Mixers Collective. It shouldn't look like this on your screen because this is like the admin screen, but yeah, Feel free to join the Facebook group. It's a fun little group. Facebook.com/groups/DIYorDie vaping. Join it. This is a fun way to get involved in the community. Ask your questions. Post your recipes. Post your hand checks. All that fun, good stuff that we like to do in the vaping world. We can do it here. Now, there's been some shocking news recently in the vaping world. Some shocking news in the world of vaping that we have to go over. It's a must that we go over this because it pertains to everything. It pertains to everything, and it involves everything. It's honestly, say what you want about this Trump admin. There's a lot to say. It's not been good. Okay, this Trump admin has been quite bad, maybe historically bad, probably the worst. However, this is undeniably good. This is like an undeniably good thing for our industry. And the reason why it happened, I have no idea. We're going to read this article. Maybe we'll figure out why he did this. I truly think that he did this because he said he was going to do this, which is something that I think is commendable. Trump specifically said he was going to save flavored vaping, if you guys remember. I'll bring it up. Was it a truth or was it a tweet? I don't remember. Was this when he was on Twitter or was this when he left Twitter? This is a question that I actually don't remember. I have to bring it up. I have to show the evidence here. Oh, here it is. It was a tweet. Okay? It was a tweet. Actually, this doesn't look like... This is actually not from the account, but maybe it's because he doesn't own the account anymore. Did he delete the account? He might have deleted the account. I'm not exactly sure. Oh no, this is the right account, it looks like. Okay. So this is what he wrote. He said, I saved flavored vaping in 2019. Complete lie. Just made that shit up. Actually destroyed flavored vaping in 2019. Did the complete opposite of that. And it greatly helped people get off smoking. What? Like, this tweet alone is just crazy. Just the craziest tweet. However, he says, I raised the age to 21, keeping it away from the kids. Kamala and Joe want everything banned, which is probably true. They probably were anti-vape. I don't know if they want everything banned, but it was probably not looking so hot just because of the way the politics around vaping were. It just ended up becoming nicotine and tobacco for some reason is a right-wing thing, right? He says, Kamala and Joe want everything banned, killing small businesses all over the country. I'll save vaping again. So this was one of his campaign promises, saying, vote for me if you're a vapor. I'll save vaping again. So if you are someone, and this is a big issue of yours, like me, okay, I'm in this industry. Many of you guys might not have that close of a tie to vaping. If it comes or goes, you might not really care. And, you know, especially if you make your own juice, you can make your own mind. You're like, nah, I don't give a fuck. You know, I have other things that I want to vote on. But for me, someone like me, where you're in the industry, your livelihood depends on vaping. You look at that and you're like, ooh, it seems like you got a choice to make, right? And I truly think that he ended up following through on this because he said he was going to. And take that for whatever it's worth, right? There's a lot of things that he said that he didn't follow through with, or that, you know, he kind of turned on. There's a lot of that stuff, especially when it comes to like the anti-war stuff. Nonetheless, I think that this was one that he actually did. But I am curious to read this article. This is by Jim McDonald from Vaping 360. Let's just kind of go through this. FDA Commissioner Martin Macri has resigned following numerous reports that Trump and it was Kennedy who made the final decision. Wait, what? I actually didn't know this. Oh, I'm reading a different article. FDA Commissioner Macri forced to resign following vape fiasco. Wait, this is even crazier. Until a permanent replacement is nominated, FDA food regulator Kyle DeMantis will serve as acting commissioner. Macri, formerly a Johns Hopkins pancreatic surgeon and professor, was chosen by Trump for his outspoken criticism. So this is actually turning everything on its head now. Do you guys remember? This This was RFK not too long ago. This was RFK not too long ago.
Warehouse, and inside hundreds of thousands of illegal vaping products. This was part of an operation between Attorney General Pam Bondi and Health Secretary RFK Jr. targeting counterfeit vapes. They targeted Midwest distribution based in Bensonville. Some of the products included illegally flavored and THC-infused vapes, many allegedly banned by the FDA. The Justice Department says they were shipped to the U.S. from China.
Many of these products were smuggled in from China, circumventing regulations.
Now, if you look at the table of the products that they banned, a lot of them aren't from China, right? Dinner Lady is not a Chinese product. Coastal Clouds, not Chinese, right? There's a lot of stuff here that is just wrapped up in this bullshit. So when this happened, I was like, oh, he's anti-vaping. That just went through my head. Him and Pam Bondi, who we don't have to really worry about anymore, anti-vaping. I'm also wondering if Pam Bondi was now also kind of removed because of some of her... This was her thing. She went after vaping for whatever reason. It was like one of her things that she wanted to do. I'm wondering if she got removed because of that also. Because according to Politico, it was Kennedy who made the final decision. So it seems like Kennedy is... maybe he's coming around on vaping. I'm not sure. This is very fascinating. I didn't know that this happened. This happened a few days ago. I thought this was an article on the first flavored vapes that were actually FDA approved, which fucks them so bad. You guys have no idea how badly that fucks them because they staked a position. I'll get into it. Until a permanent replacement was nominated, we got this guy. Macri appeared on Fox, criticized vaccine policy, mask mandates. In the end, however, in just over 13 months on the job, to point and offend nearly every FDA employee, industry stakeholder, special interest group, and Trump admin official associated with the FDA. Yeah, so this is fascinating. This is really fascinating. It seems like he was pushed out specifically because of this. Now, this comes off the heel. I want to try to find the article that shows they approved it. I guess. Vape approval glass. So this is where they made the statement on the approval where it says the FDA authorized the marketing of 4 glass electronic ends through the pre-market tobacco product pathway. Each product is an e-liquid pod containing 50 milligrams of tobacco-derived nicotine. The authorized pods include classic menthol, fresh menthol, gold, and sapphire. This action marks the FDA's first authorization of non-tobacco and non-menthol ends products. Now, from what I believe, the reason why they only did these first is because of this weird technology where you have to like scan something. Let's read it here. The FDA's rigorous scientific review of these products found the applicant sufficiently demonstrated the glass device access restriction technology combined with FDA-required marketing restriction is expected to effectively mitigate the ability of youth to use the product. The technology requires the user to verify their age and identity with a government issue ID and pair the device with a smartphone via Bluetooth. Following verification, the device will not operate if separated from the phone. The app also conducts random biometric check-ins to periodically confirm the registered user is the one using the device. So complete dystopian product that just makes absolutely no sense. It's fucking insane that this is even a thing that someone made. However, that's not what is crazy. What's crazy is that essentially there is a pathway to allow non-tobacco flavored products in a vapor form, especially with a high amount of tobacco-derived nicotine packaged together. All of these words have meaning that I'm saying also. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better? Hold on, I have to do this. Can you hear now? Is that better? Yes? Okay, sorry. Yeah, there was just I had the phase going. So anyway, to redo, there's like this weird technology that they're using that you have to like use your ID, and you can't use it unless your phone is on you, and it has these weird check-ins to periodically confirm the registered user is the one using the device. And what's interesting is that that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is that they did authorize non-tobacco flavored ends products, okay, that are packaged together in a pod type system with a tobacco derived nicotine. So that essentially wasn't really a thing before, but now it is. So now they essentially, basically, the FDA has complicitly said or implicitly implied that you can approve these products. Flavors do have some sort of universal appeal to them that allows the public harm, right? The public harm is a lower threshold than what you can get from these flavored products, which is something that they've never said or have implied or have done anything towards previously. So that is a big step for any companies that want to release a flavored vape in the future. I don't think that this product is going to do well because of this weird technology. It might do okay just because is one of the very few that are actually approved. However, it does seem like they are keen to approving more flavors and approving more devices. I guess we could just go to, which would be it'll be fascinating to see kind of where that goes. But that's huge news. It's huge. It's also huge news that this guy was forced out following this whole vaping thing. And it seems to be an RFK thing. Now, I know RFK is fine with nicotine because he's a big proponent of the pouches. It's just the vaping stuff. I think he's just doesn't really know the industry that well, and maybe one of the advocacy groups is getting to him and is able to kind of get him the information that he needs to make better decisions on regulation. I still don't think that this solves anything. You still need to make your own juice because states can still ban it, whatever, they can still do whatever they want. You also still need to make sure that you are, you have your tobacco derived additive, right? You still need to have all that stuff for now. It's not completely open and free like it once was. However, this is a great step in a good direction. This is also interesting because we have heard rumors of Juul also wanting to re-release their flavors. So I'm assuming that they're going to be trying to push the admin in approving that as well. Which I believe that they were unfairly targeted, Juul. As much as I hate Juul and hate that product and hate all pods and wish that they would all fucking go away, it would be cool to see them. I do think that they were unfairly targeted and probably deserve at least some sort of approval. The Beavis and Butthead hairdo? Fuck off. Now you have to read the article from the top. Oh, was it bad the whole time? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Whatever. Just forget it. Forget I said anything about any of this. It's not important. It's not important. It is what it is. Oh, fuck. It's because I had the phase going when I was listening, when I was trying to fix the audio, and I forgot to turn it off. So it kind of phased my own voice out. They banned all flavor except tobacco and ice in Quebec, so we only have one-shot types of things, but 30 mils are $25 USD with taxes, hence now I started the DIY more seriously this time. Yeah. Listen, guys, if you want my honest truth, is you have to, if you want flavored, like actual flavored, not just menthol, not just tobacco, not just some variation of that. If you want actually flavored mango, strawberry, pumpkin, cream cheese, corn on the cob, whatever, you have to make it. You're going to have to make it for a while. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I don't see like juice companies coming back, especially not like it once was, where you had a new juice out every weekend, which was super fun. I mean, it was awesome. This is why the industry exploded the way it did, is because so many companies and people were hopping in and coming out with cool stuff that people were interested in checking out and purchasing and making money on, and it creates that ecosystem. Now, when that's not there, you kind of have to rely on making your own products, which is very simple to do. Okay, you just go buy flavorings that are always going to be legal. They're always going to be easy to get. You get your flavorings. The only thing that you're going to have to source is your additive, okay? Your tobacco-derived additive. And sourcing that isn't that difficult. There's places where you can get it still. It's been that way for years, too. You know, there's some countries where that might be a little trickier, and you might need to figure out more craftier ways to get that in. But for a lot of the big countries, you should be okay. You should be able to get it quite easily, especially from other countries that don't really care about what your country has to say. And there's one big one in particular that does that. You know what I mean? So you get that. You get your flavoring. You get your additive. You get your scale. You get your bottles. You put them together. And you can vape forever. Literally forever. As much as you want, whenever you want, at an affordable price, forever, without any worry. Think about that. So if you're someone that likes vaping, think about that for a second. If you've never made your own juice before, just think about that proposition, that you can vape whatever you want, whenever you want, affordably, forever. Never having to worry about getting it. It's fun. The community's fun. You can make recipes, share recipes. The sharing of recipes is super fun. You know what I was thinking the other day? Is there like a recipe? Because you guys know how like we share recipes all the time. Like we're like, the way that we share recipes is like, hey guys, look at this recipe that I made for this. And you get a lot of people that actually make it. Not a lot, but people will make it and give you feedback on that and say, this was fun. This was great. This was a good flavor. I liked what you did here. Now, does that exist in like, but we all use like one website, one or two websites. All the flavors are eliquidrecipes.com. So there's that. We know like what you're getting. We know how the recipes are formulated and what to look at. And it makes it very simple to kind of recreate that recipe. Does that exist in food? Does food have a similar thing? Like a recipe social media? I don't think it does. At least I'm not aware of one. I'm not aware of one, and I don't ever see people posting a recipe saying like, "Oh, open my Recipeer app link to get the recipe." It's always just like a link to someone's blog or a link to someone's website, you know what I mean? Or a link to like New York Times. It's never like a link to the recipe hub where all recipes are indexed and posted and you can search recipes there. It's never anything like that. Looks like looks like there's one here, pepper. Let's see. This one seems pretty popular, so maybe this is one here, pepper. I've never heard of it. I've never seen anyone post a pepper link. This could be your social cookbook. Oh, I'll check it out. Maybe this is actually exactly what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's see. Corn. 30 recipes. Yeah, see, it's kind of like what I'm thinking about, but yeah, this is actually pretty similar to, this is pretty similar. So this is kind of cool. I'll check this out. Maybe this is the program. Oh, Pinterest. Oh, that's true. Pinterest. Yeah, I keep forgetting how big Pinterest is. But last time I used Pinterest, it was filled with AI dog shit. It was just all AI dog shit. And I was like, what is even this app anymore? It's just all AI. Bad AI too, not even like cool AI. We could still hear, but it was quiet. Oh, sorry about that. I'm from Quebec too. $1 for 1 mil. Hey, those are 2014 prices. 2013 prices. We're back to 2013. $44 for 3 milligrams, 60 mils in Newfoundland. When the tax hit, fuck vaping. I could get 3 60 mils for that price before tax hit. $44. And that's 44 Canadian dollars? So that's like $30. That's like $30. Yeah, you got to make it, guys. You have to make it. It's crazy. I'm in a vape shop manager. It's crazy. I'm a vape shop manager. They killed the industry. We make like a fifth of what we used to. Yeah. Yeah. But the industry also kind of has a has to figure out a way to combat that. There's no more like, there was so much marketing. There's like no marketing anymore. You know what I mean? There was so much marketing before. Now it doesn't exist. Like, what YouTubers are still making videos? Only like a handful. You know, there's not like that whole ecosystem anymore. That needs to come back, and then you guys will get sales again. But like, no one cares about pods. Like, no one gets excited about a pod. You just go and get your pod, and that's it. You don't like watch a review on a pod. I mean, I don't think people do. Like, I just don't think that people care about that stuff. Like, the reason why people were interested in vaping previously is because it was like, look at this fucking, what is that guy holding? What is that? Right? And then you learn it, and then you're like, wait a second, brother. You made that coil? How did you do that? And then you learn about that part. And then there's a whole ecosystem on just that. Right? There's a whole bunch of people that will tell you just how to make good coils. Right? And then you're like, wait a second. What kind of cotton are you using, brother or sister? You know what I mean? So I got the coil, but now I need the cotton. But my cotton doesn't taste as good as your cotton. What kind of cotton are you using? And then there's a whole industry on just vaping cotton. And then you're like, wait a second. My airflow holes on this thing that I bought, they don't seem that good. I don't seem to be getting the flavor that you're talking about. What is that about, Mr. RDA guy? And then there's a whole industry on that. And then you're like, wait a second. My vape only puts out 30 watts. Yours puts out 250. And then there's a whole thing about that. And then you're like, wait a second. My batteries can't handle 250 watts. I need new batteries. And then there's a whole thing. There's literally YouTubers that just reviewed batteries. That just reviewed good batteries. And safe batteries. And there was a whole ecosystem around that. It just kept going and going and going and going. There was an endless like rabbit hole to go down. And that rabbit hole is what was so effective at keeping people off of smoking. Because you couldn't think about smoking if you had to figure out what cotton to get, what coil to get, what batteries to get, what mod to get, what juice you liked, right? There was those, you were too wrapped up in all that to worry about smoking. Now you just go get a pod and it's flavored. And you're like, wow, this tastes like strawberry and menthol. And I can take it with me. Okay. I guess that's it then, right? That's all you care about. It's just not exciting. It just doesn't have the same rabbit hole effect. It doesn't have that same rabbit hole effect, which is why I fucking hate pods. And you can't even make pods interesting. You can't they're just so stupid. I fucking hate them. They're so stupid. Yeah, it was the peak of disposable too. We have native reserves selling them on black markets. They shot themselves in the foot, losing. Yeah, all the taxes and stuff. Yeah. What's surprising is how many people I knew that were in it for the hobby and setups that just vanished. They just quit or got tired of it or something. Well, it's just once it starts to not become interesting, and people aren't really interested about the things, they don't make interesting things to care about. So you just end up I have what I have and I like what I like, and that's it. I don't need anything else. I'm over it at this point, right? Like it happens. It can happen in anything. Once you're not making new, you're not meeting new people, or you're not, there's new stuff that's coming out that isn't as exciting. You can tune out for a while. You can tune out for like a year and come back in like a year and be like, oh, this is all the new stuff that came out this year. Let's check it out. Rather than having to be involved every day. Because it was like every week, almost every day, every week, there was something new and interesting to look at and to talk about. That just, once that dries up, then people are just like, well, I'll just, I'll come back to it when something interesting happens. That's what I think is what's going on. And because these devices gotten so much better. I mean, in the beginning, they weren't that good. They got so much better. So once you have something you like, you can stick with it for a while. Like, I'd be perfectly happy with this for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, for the next 50, 60 years. I've finally been without cigarettes for over a year now. Yeah, let's go, baby. Congrats. Good work. Latest issue in Indonesia is that vape products will be banned because the government says some of them contain drugs. Well, yeah, there's nothing you can do, man. Sorry. I mean, if your government is that fucking stupid, there's nothing you can do. You know, if you have like a retarded ass government, you're just fucked. Sorry. Which is like kind of what the U.S. and like every country is these days. So don't be too down on your country. Most countries are retarded. When my state made it illegal to ship is when I stopped. To ship out or to get shipped products in. Boro RBAs are like pods for hobbyists. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. I don't even really like Boros, but that's just because I haven't found the right Boro. My dad showed me that .mod.aio thing. That was pretty good. That you're talking about there, Clampino. But yeah, it's just I like drippers. I still like drippers. Their just flavor is just unrivaled, and I care about the flavor really, mostly about everything. All right, cool guys. Let's make some stuff here. I do have videos coming, guys. Do not worry. Videos are coming. They're coming, okay? The videos are coming. This was a busy week for me. I had the kids most of the week, so I had to deal with that, but you guys have a good Mother's Day? Anyone do anything fun for your mothers? Shout out to all the vaping mamas out there. All you mixing mamas. All you mixing mamas out there. Shout out. Hopefully you're doing well. Making some delicious treats for yourself. All right, what did we do last episode? I don't remember. Mango blood? Was that what we did? Champagne, yeah, we did mango stuff, I think, right? We did mango stuff. Yeah. This is one. Mango blood. This was like the blood orange mango candy sorbet thing. And then there was the other mango one that was really good. That one was like the champagne mango. Let me bring that one up. That was this one. These are simple ones. Look, this is a 3-ingredient mango recipe that tasted exactly like a champagne mango. It was super delicious and fun, and only 3 ingredients. So if you're interested in like easy recipes to make where you only need a couple ingredients and you like mango, this is a good one. As a matter of fact, I could go so far to say, let me think about this. Yeah, I think you could do it. I could go so far to say you could probably pod this recipe quite easily. I think you could pod this recipe quite easily. Just turn everything up to like 11. You know what I mean? Like, I would probably put that mango Indian special up to like 13%. Turn that golden kiwi up to like 5. Passion fruit maybe up to 3 or 4. Get your neotame sweetener. You could even add like a touch of WS-23 in there just to kind of give it that little extra pod booster that I know you pod people like. I think you could do it. I'm pretty sure you could do it. I just discovered Rika Tropical Lychee 2 months ago. I think is insane. I got to see if I have that one. Hot cocoa? I like something small I can pocket when going outside. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a pod though. You can get small tank systems or small dripper system. Have a look at the pod recipes I made public on ELR. Search pod recipes and they'll pop up. Okay. Sure. Yes. This is what I like to see. Tropical mango pod, mouth to lung, 10 to 15 mgs, 50/50s. Yeah, that's an important thing too. You probably want to go 50/50 on your pods. 60/40 you can also go. I wouldn't go anything higher than that. But most of the time you're at like 50, 50, 55, 45, something like that. 17% island mango, 8% lemon gummy candy, FA pear 2%, Pearlium super sweet at 1.5. Oh, is this the Neotame? Is this a Neotame sweetener? Sweet Mega by Noms. I gotta try that if it is. But yeah, this is kind of the sweetener thing that I do, except I don't go that high on my super sweet. I go to just 0.5%. I haven't really needed to go to 1.5. Tropical gummy candy at 9%. Yeah, this looks solid. This looks like something that this is definitely a pod recipe that would be similar to something that I would make. Yeah, 43% total flavoring. Yeah. So if you guys can notice, that's the total flavoring of all this stuff inputted. That's kind of where pods are at these days. Like that's a common number to kind of reach for. So there's this. So in mixing and in e-liquid mixing, there's this theory that in sub-ohm vaping, you don't want to go too high. If you go too high, you're over flavoring, which ends up giving you less flavor, right? You're adding too much flavoring can actually give you less of a flavor hit. So when you vape it, there's less flavor than if you were to lower those percentages at the rate that they should be at. You would get much more flavor that way. But for some reason, when you really choke the device down and put it in a pod or even like a really tight AIO, something in that realm, that theory goes away, and now you want to over flavor. You want to go up to 40, 50% flavoring, where almost all of your PG is flavoring, where you're not even adding extra PG. I mean, if this was a PG nicotine, you wouldn't be adding really any PG at all. Yeah, this is Neotame. Okay. I'm curious why. I guess maybe that's just what you got, so I guess it doesn't matter. 3 to 4 days. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is that these do have to steep also. Yes, you do have to steep. When you're at 40% flavoring, and they have to sit a couple days before you can like really kind of test them. Because you'll vape that right off a shake, you'll be like, yeah, it's good, but after it's kind of settles in, then you're gonna be like, oh, this is the real flavor that I'm supposed to be getting. You have a good brand for Neotame sweetener. I hate sucralose and tried Capella Extra Sweet, but as you mentioned in the last episode, not that conclusive. No, I don't. Let me see if they have it. No, they don't quite have it. Maybe try this one. Maybe try this Noms one. I don't know if you can get it in the US. I'm not sure. Maybe try this Noms one then if you can get it. The only one that comes to mind is this Extra Sweet by Capella. That seems to be the easiest one to get for people in the US. But it isn't the bee's knees, in my opinion. It ain't that good. Unless they changed it, because when we spoke to Capella recently, they might have changed it. So I got to try whatever new batch of Neotame they have. I'll have to try that. Because the Neotame that I have, the bottle of Extra Sweet that I have is not that good. But that's it, that's like a first gen bottle. Fiddy says, Flavor Jungle Neotame is the best I've tried. I just tried to search it, though. Do you know what its name? Do you know what it's called, Fiddy? Not sure if they're selling it diluted to me. Because I only see the Advantame, but I don't just see Neotame. So I don't know if they're still selling it or whatever. Oh, this is your other one, Cherry Cola. This one I'd be interested in trying, actually. This looks good. I see you're adding pear to both of them. Is there a reason why? What is this doing in your pods? Because it doesn't seem like it's like a flavoring thing. It seems like maybe it's like a mouthfeel thing or like a juicy thing. I can't imagine the FA pear is really giving you much flavor in 2%. These are great recipes, and I like the notes on them too. These should help people out a lot that want to do some pod work. Yep. You can do like Hunky Vape and make your own with hot plate stirrer. Oh, you're saying with the Neotame? Yeah, just do like what Eddie's saying here. Do like a 10 to 20. I would do 20% dilution. That's probably what you would want to do. Start at a 20% dilution. So if you were to think of it in like ratios, just like a 20 to 100 ratio, basically. "40% of Sapabone will likely take chemical, yes, which is why in the notes they say not for direct lungs." Yeah. Oh, I've tried it. Trust me, I've tried it. I've tried it. You don't want to vape sub-ohm at 40%. I mean, to be honest, it's just garbage. It's not a fun experience. And you're also just wasting money. Like this is an expensive. This is, it's cheap compared to what you could buy. But 15% of a flavoring is a lot. Like think about it. 4.5 milliliters. If you buy a 10 milliliter bottle of flavoring, that's basically halfway gone. You're using half the bottle for what is this? 30 milliliter bottle. So you think of it in that sense too. Like, your pricing per recipe increases dramatically. The most expensive part is also you're going to be your sweeteners, because you're going to be using a lot of sweetener. And like Neotame sweetener is more expensive than super sweet. It's just something to think about. It still is like ultimately way cheaper to make your own though. I'll call them today and see what's up. Yeah, you're right. It's not on the website. Yeah, I didn't see it on there. Maybe they just sold out of it. I've ordered Neotame from China, and after 2 months, my solution started to turn yellowish, coils gunk up, and was substantially, I don't know what you're trying to say. It was something lately. Substantial. How are you mixing your Neotame solution? How often? So I'm also using a Chinese Neotame for my commercial stuff. And I don't know. It's just it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. Mine should also be around 3 months old. Yeah, mine's not like that. Are you mixing your own Neotame, or is it diluted? Or is your Neotame diluted already? My Neotame is also diluted. It comes as like a dilution, or a solution rather. Jungle Flavors Neotame Mixology Neo Sweet Noms Mega Sweet Cap Extra Sweet. Mixology Neo Sweet. I've never heard of that. Let's look that up. Where do you get that? I've never heard of that. Is that like a UK one? I don't even see it anywhere. Cap Extra Sweet is trash. Mutes and barely sweetens the juice in the same percentage as super sweet. Yeah, the extra sweet is it's not trash, it's just not as good. It's not really what you want in a pod. I dilute it myself. 80 PG, 20 Neotame by weight. Maybe try. And do you use a hot plate mixer, or do you just like shake it? I've never made my own dilution of Neotame, so I'm wondering if there needs to be like a. Maybe you need to like really kind of homogenize it, you know what I mean? All right, let's make something. Let me get my stuff. You know what? I can probably do it over here because I have my other mic. You guys have any ideas on what to make today? Let's come up with some ideas today. I kind of like the idea of cola. That sounds fun. This is just on my Facebook. Let's read this real quick. This is from the VTA, Tony Abood. Stepping down just over a year in the role following a turbulent tenure that included growing friction over tobacco and nicotine policy, a White House official said the resignation was tied to the process at the FDA rather than a single issue through the pressures building around it. Moved too slowly on advancing nicotine-related priorities, with one official bluntly stating what a mess Macri turned out to be. Oh my God. Okay, cool. He was a mess. Leadership coincided with the heightened scrutiny over FDA's handling of next-gen nicotine products, especially particularly flavored vapes, which have remained largely blocked pending extensive scientific review. That's not true. They're largely blocked based on regulatory malfeasance. That's why. Okay, anyways. Back to what we were doing. Back to what we were doing here. What should we make? Make strawberry cream? Okay. I'll do that any day of the week. Nah, we gotta do something different. We can't be doing strawberries every weekend. There was a juice called Banana Jeff. One of the best I tried was banana flambe with a hint of creme brulee. And also you could taste some kind of graham cracker. Oh, that sounds good. When we'll find a way to make strawberry milk. Strawberry milk cola. That's actually a great idea. I think we've actually done that. Wait, I think we've actually done that. Should we do a strawberry milk soda? I could have sworn we did that already, but maybe it was just a dream that I had, or I just dream of strawberry milks in every combination when I go to sleep. I shake it. The dilution is good. Result is great. Problem with storage is supposed to be... well, maybe try to... the neotame compound broke down. I don't think that's what's happening. I think what's happening, it's probably recrystallizing or something. So maybe try to heat it up a bit and to like really kind of homogenize it. Because I imagine that the Chinese neotame factories are doing it in like some super centrifugal thing where they just pour it in and it whips it to hell and creates a solution. So maybe just try that. Maybe try to heat it up so you can really kind of let those molecules kind of bind to each other. Because I'm imagining maybe it's just recrystallizing. You know, turning yellow is kind of interesting. I haven't seen that with neotame. That does kind of suggest some sort of oxidation going on, but not always. Not always. Do you think a lemonade with a candied jackfruit banana could work? We could try that. Should we try a lemonade? I was making neotame before, but just use NAMs now because I never ordered more neotame powder. I still make my own sucralose though. Yeah, slightly warm PG and shake stir in your desired weight. Yeah. Have you tried TFA's watermelon candy? Yes, but let me see if I have some. I might not have any on hand. Are you talking about this one? Stupid ass fucking thing. Are you talking about that one? The stevia? Mine didn't turn yellow. Yeah, he's saying his was turning like slightly yellow. And like gunking his coils up. Which leads me to believe it's recrystallizing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've tried it. It's not bad. It reminds me of the watermelon Wonder Flavors one. But I like the Wonder Flavors one a little bit better. Sour watermelon by Wonder Flavors. It's a great ingredient. Peach blueberry cobbler. Should we try that? Well, let's do. We can do a poll, I think, right? Let's let you guys vote. Let's do either dessert or we could try a lemonade because it is getting summery. I'll let you guys. Oh wait, is that only one? It only shows. Oh no. Okay. Let you guys vote on that. If you want to participate in the vote, feel free. You could probably try to do a cobbler. Off their website, not internet? What does that mean? Does a great mix always need a steep, or can a shake and vape be just as good? A shake and vape can be just as good. Absolutely. This has been my saying since day one, since I started DIY or Die. Many years ago. Steeping will never, I shouldn't say that. But I'm going to say it anyway just because it makes it sound better. Steeping will never make a bad juice good. It will only make a good juice better. Okay? Steeping will never, ever make a bad juice good. It will only make a good juice better. That's it. That's all you need to know about steeping. Now, there are situations where sometimes you'll mix something and tastes bad, and steeping will make it taste the way it should taste. However, that's not necessarily because it's a bad juice. That's just because the flavorings just need to steep. If that makes sense. So there's a little bit of a caveat there, but for the most part, the general rule is if your juice is good off a shake, it's only going to get better with a steep. Very rarely will you have a bad juice and it gets good with a steep. That's a rare occurrence. Didn't realize yours is sour. Mine is just plain watermelon candy. Yeah, but that's just the name. I don't know. Maybe it is different. Let me look it up. I shouldn't speak out of turn here. Let me just look up on their website. Yeah, it looks like there are two different ones. Okay, so you're talking about one that doesn't have stevia. Mine has a stevia. And I have tried this one too. Let me see if I have that one. No, I don't have that one on hand. I have 3 bottles of TFA watermelon. But I don't have that TFA watermelon candy, but I have tried it. And from what I remember, it's not bad. It's not bad. So you guys are wanting a dessert. All right, I'm going to end it there. It seems like dessert's going to win. Okay, we could try a cobbler. We could try a peach cobbler. I don't know about what was the one that you asked for? You said peach something cobbler. Something peach blueberry cobbler. We could try that. We could try that. I didn't like pistachio for you at all off the shake after a month of steep. It's pretty good. What? Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a bad juice. It's just They saying off a shake. He says he only likes it after a month. Kate went, what? He doesn't like pistachio or what? That's also a tobacco, which kind of change. It's well, not really a tobacco. It's an RY4, but nonetheless, you guys know what I'm saying. All right. Anyways, I will try heating it up and give it a good shake, but I don't think it's recrystallizing. It would be visible on screw thread of the bottle. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. That's true. The liquid itself does not appear to have any residue. I mean, it could be like filler. Like you could be getting like shitty neotame and there's like fillers in it, and the fillers are oxidizing. Because the neotame that I've used, and like even my bottle here. Actually, I will say that bottle of Extra Sweet does kind of have like a yellow hue to it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the type. The neotame that I have from China isn't yellow, and I've had that for months now. But that bottle of Extra Sweet does have a yellow. It is yellowed. So maybe it's a certain type of neotame. Maybe there's like, I don't know. Maybe that one's just not as pure or something. Maybe like there's like certain fillers. Well, let me know Wazer, how it goes after you try a few things. I am curious. I don't know. I don't really use the Extra Sweet anymore. It just kind of sits there. It's not really stored properly, like you were saying, and it has yellowed. But I'm wondering if I've used it properly, if I've shaken it all the time, if it would stay like that, or if it would just, or if it would stay clear. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go. We're going to do Been Lazy and went down the one-shot road. Yeah, and you can get your one-shots at flavorjungle.com and liquidbarn.com, my friends. That just reminds me. I forgot to tell you guys about these amazing products called one-shots. These are just flavoring, okay? You can add them to ice creams, sodas, anything you'd like where you want some flavor. There's a product called the one-shot. These are already recipes, already mixed up. Look at all these delicious one-shots that you can pick up and at a very affordable price. This gets you 300 mils around there of whatever you want to make. All right. Okay, peach cobbler is kind of tricky. Let's kind of let's do a little stealing here. We're going to do a little recipe stealing. Okay? Let's do a little recipe stealing. I'm going to steal from you guys for once. I'm going to steal from you for once. How about that? You steal from me, I steal from you. I'm just kind of curious what people have done with cobblers from 2016. Let's just see here. See, if you want to see a 2016 mix, this is one. This is, if there was ever a mix from 2016, this certainly is one. Brown sugar, cinnamon Danish swirl, bunch of TFA. Not an SSA in sight. Let's see. This is smoky blue. See this one? Nope. No, thank you. Just I want to see what people have been doing with their cobblers. Curious on the cobbler part. Because cobbler is pretty tricky. Like you need quite a bit of flavor for the cobbler to kind of punch through. It's not easy. Southern peach cobbler. Lots of TFA juicy peach. I hope I have TFA juicy peach. I should. This is from Sammy. Sammy boy. Yes, peach pie and cream, of course. And I'm not the biggest honey peach guy. You went with berry cobbler and some pie crust. That's it. That actually sounds like a good idea. Yeah, this is kind of similar to something we would do. Does Wonder Flavors have a peach cobbler? Let me just type in cobbler. Cobbler. There's just berry cobbler. There's just the berry cobbler. So maybe we'll use some of that. Next ultimate flavor coming soon. Forest fruit. Nice. Forest fruit with some ice. Let's do it. Let's go to UK. Hi, Wayne. Love your videos. Very helpful, educational. Watching from South Africa. What's up from South Africa? Loved my time in South Africa. One of my fondest memories. Let's see what Advocate for Liberty made. Oh, this is all like a raw recipe. Yeah, Saturn peach. I've tried that in desserts. It's not really meant for that. All right. Well, let's just we'll kind of build off on our own here. There was minimal coil gunk, but after a 2-3 month period, it turned yellow and suddenly all liquids started gunking up. Yeah, maybe it's like a filler thing. You could try it. Maybe just only make a small batch that lasts a month. Like, I mean, it could just be like maybe it does oxidize. I'm not sure. All right, let's try this out. We're gonna try peach cobbler. I feel like we've done this recently, but whatever. We'll do it again. I do want some juicy peach. That's non-negotiable. Now you'd be like, why is there a DX? You might be thinking, why is there a DX version of peach? Because doesn't DX remove diacetyl and acetylpropanol and acetoin from flavorings? And isn't that a butter? And isn't that just like for creams and for like custards and stuff? That's where you'd be wrong. In fact, peach is one of the highest diacetyl levels. Peach is notoriously diacetyl heavy, specifically just diacetyl, or maybe it's acetoin. I could be wrong. Actually, let's look it up. Shut up. Let's see here. Okay, that didn't work. Typed the wrong thing in. Let's see. Let's just look at their peach. Oh. Oh, it says here. Contains acetoin. Yes. Does contain acetoin. Okay. We can see that. That's not... Oh, we want to look at the list here. Let's see. Acetoin. Boom. Benzaldehyde, which is like not a good aldehyde. I'm pretty sure... Maybe it's this. Okay. Well, you can see it. That has acetoin in it. Let's look at peach juicy. Juicy peach. Look at the ingredient list for peach juicy. This is how much goes into peach juicy. Look at this. Lots of acetoin, benzaldehyde. This is a huge spec list for flavoring. I'm pretty sure decalactone is also somewhat of like a propagator of diacetyl. I could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've cared about this stuff. But when they were doing the diacetyl testing, and the reason why you would be interested in this because diacetyl is the whole popcorn lung compound, and acetoin is basically diacetyl. But the reason I bring this up is when they were doing the diacetyl testing, when everyone was like, we don't want any diacetyl in our juice, peach recipes were actually one of the highest in diacetyl content. It was peach, butterscotch, and it was like custards and creams and stuff. But peach and butterscotch are like the highest. Notoriously filled with diacetyl. So the more you know, if you want to stay away from that stuff. Me, I don't really care. I I don't really care that much about it. All right, let's do like 2% of juicy peach. We are gonna go Wonder Flavors peach pie. I hope I have some left. Yeah, like 5%. Let me look if I have some left. Cobbler is an American cake. I don't really. What is a cobbler? How would you define a cobbler? It's like a. I don't know. It's definitely not a cake. It's a pie. I was looking for a Frosted Flakes recipe. If you could recommend one, I would appreciate it. Yeah, sweet. What is the flavoring, guys? Sweet cereal flakes. TFA sweet cereal flakes, or is it Capella sugary cereal? One of those is One of those is a Frosted Flakes, and then just mix that up with a little bit of like a milk flavoring that you like. That's a flavor that's become very simple because a flavoring company made a flavoring specifically for it. That makes your life a lot easier. Maybe add a little acetylpropanol or like FA cookie to kind of give it a little crunchiness. I gotta find my peach pie and cream. I know I got some. It's just there's so many Wonder flavors, dude. There's so many Wonder flavors. There's, dare I say, too many. If I don't have some, I'm gonna be mad. It is like one of the best, if not the best, Wonder flavors flavoring. if not the best. I might just be out because I've used a lot of it. Dude, they have so many flavors. I don't see it. And I just hate when this show turns into just hours of looking for flavorings. It's such an issue. Yes. All right, we have found it. We've got it. We've got it. We got to pour it out, though. We do got it. I poured it in this little thing here. Dilute it. No, I'm just pouring it into a vessel that I can actually drip. Because I don't have any pipettes on hand. I'm all out of them. I think Noms has a sugary cereal. Do they? One of the more recent cereals that have come out is literally Frosted Flakes, I believe. Okay, so we got peach pie and cream. Mix 30 mils of King's custard first time. Let me know what you think. That one definitely should sit like a day or two. Peach pie and cream. Peach pie and cream. Yeah, some juicy peach. Let me get that. Okay. We also have this TFA peach gummy candy. I'm kind of interested in this. Possibly. I keep getting people that are trying to hack into my accounts. So they'll call me and be like, hey, if you logged into this, or like, did you log into this thing here? If not, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I did not, you fuck. Where's the cobbler at? I just had it. The berry cobbler is interesting. Okay, let's try it. Well, what did Sam use? I'm actually interested in what Sam used it at. %. Let's try that out. Yeah. 2%. Okay, we'll try that. And some juicy peach, peach pie and cream. I think maybe some biscuit. Oh, one thing I want to do is I want to add apple pie. Like a 0.5% of that. Let's do some like biscuit. What's the jungle flavors one? Just ultimate biscuit. Yeah, 1.5 maybe. We are unable to get fizzy sherbet or any other VTA at the moment. Oh wow, no VTA. Yeah, I mean Australia has like a bunch of shit going on. I'd imagine, which sucks. It sucks. What's up, Deb? Are your one-shots available in Canada? Yeah, you can get them. They'll ship them to you. I'm pretty sure. Whipped cream. I'm part of the whipped cream party. The whipped cream truther party. Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna have to go SSA, but I don't know if I have any left. Damn it, we're out of whipped cream. We're out of all whipped cream. But you know, I did bring out cream filling. I also have smooth custard, which I like. I've been using a lot of smooth custard recently. Let's try smooth custard. No, not that high. Just for some feel. Just for some feel. Just for some feel. All right, let's try this out. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. Was it this light that's doing that? I see. It's whatever. I would love for you to be able to see that recipe. How do I do that? Oh, wait. There's dark mode. Dark mode. No! I have to save it. Hold on. Let me save it. All right. Now we can dark mode it. That's fine. All right, let's go mix. I'll put this on. Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? I need a way to see the chat. To find apple pie. I just used it. I can't find nothing. I can't find a damn thing. We just used it. Whatever. All right, we don't have the apple pie. I don't know where it is. This is what I mean. I hate like half the show is me searching for shit. It's so frustrating. All right. Anyways, it would be good to have. It would be nice. What could we replace it with? What could we replace it with? All right, let's mix. What's up, Pugs? How you been, bro? Now we'll try the Cobbler, Juicy Peach, the biscuit, peach pie and cream at 5%, smooth custard. Now I want like that like apple pie like thing going on. I mean, should we try cookie maybe? It's not really the same, but let's just try a touch of cookie. We'll just do a touch of cookie. Let's do 1% of cookie. Let's try that. Yeah, we just moved down in the basement. Super sweet. Additive. Let's try this. Capella apple pie. You know, I'm not sure that would quite work the same because Flavor Art apple pie is like less so apple. It's just more so like light, flaky pie crust. But it's not even that. It's just got this like, it's like a good glue for a cobbler. It's got like a nice glue for a cobbler. And it's like a little sharper in there. Been a sub from the beginning. Thanks for all your help through the years. Thanks for so much for keeping off SIGs, what I call coffin nails. Hey, I appreciate your support, Alan. Much love. Glad to see you're still off the coffin nails. That's what they are. It's crazy how bad those things are for you. It's crazy. You know, as I started running too, I've been running a lot. I have to run 7 miles this weekend. Which I never would have ever dreamed of doing when I was smoking cigarettes. But I was a little afraid. I was like, well, I vape a lot. Maybe that's going to impact my running, so we'll see. My lungs are literally the only thing that stops me from being able to run further for longer are my legs. You know what I mean? Like my lungs and my cardio are absolutely perfectly tip-top shape. It's just like my legs just can't keep up. So I had no issues. If you're worried about like, I shouldn't say worried, but if you're wondering if it affects you in that way, it doesn't seem to affect me. Not saying it won't affect you, but it doesn't seem to affect me in that way. Like I can, like when you smoke, your cardio and your lung capacity are destroyed. You can barely walk up a flight of stairs without, you know what I mean? But I've been vaping for a long time, and I vape a lot. Probably way more than the average person. And like I said, I can run up to, right now my longest is 6.5 miles. My lung capacity and my cardio were not the issue. The issue is just my leg pain and like, you know, getting your legs strong enough to withstand that running for so long. Here we go. Peach blueberry cobbler. Pretty damn good. Pretty good. Damn, that's a pretty good first start. Shout out. This is partly want to credit Sam for this because that cobbler berry actually does really work well with peach. This is the recipe. Wow. This is really good. This is shockingly good. I would like a bit more, it's really well balanced too. All right, so let's change this because we didn't use the apple pie here. What did we do? We did FA cookie. 1%. I think that can change because that seems to be the biggest contention I have with this recipe. Weird. You need potassium. It will help a lot with legs. Okay. I didn't know that. You know what's actually helped me the most with like shin splints? I saw this on Reddit. Someone said walking or running backwards like builds your shin muscles. So I've been adding that in with my weightlifting, and I really haven't had shin pain at all. Really, the only pain that I get is like foot pain and knee pain, and like sometimes calf pain. But the walking backwards really helped my shin splints. Like I barely even get shin splints anymore. But I running this 7-mile thing is gonna be rough. I feel like I'm gonna be hurting after that. And then the week after is 8, and the week after is 9. Yada yada. JF cookie is more cakey than FA, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. But I kind of want to, yeah, maybe that is a better. This is really good. I mean, this is like, this peach blend with the cobbler is really nice. It tastes really good. It's just got like an underpinning of like red fruit, blueberry. The top note is just like nice peachy flavor. It does kind of hit the throat a little bit because the juicy peach is a little sharp. That smooth custard is kind of like adding that sort of like richness to the whole thing. Yeah, let's change the FA cookie out for something else. Okay, well, I found the apple pie. It was in the Capella drawer, which is always what happens. I think 1% of that. And then let's go. No, I don't want to add too much of that. I was thinking maybe a little bit of yellow cake. It's just got that little bit of like anise note in there. It's just, I think it's going to fuck it up. And then I was thinking maybe a bit of white peach. Give it a little bit of punch. Yes, I think a touch of white peach actually. Like a 0.5%. Well, it might be too much. Let's try it at a half. Yeah, let's try this out. Let's try this out. Yeah, the cobbler berry mix, the cobbler peach mix is like, it works really well. It works really well. Now, 1% of apple pie. I could probably go to 1.5. I'm going to start at 1. Cobbler berry at 2. Peach juicy at 2. Peach pie and cream at 5. White peach at a half. Smooth custard at 1.5. Biscuit at 1.5. Super sweet at a half. Additive at 1. Oh, I wanted to bring up something that I think is important. So, when you're mixing like a 10 mil batch like this, like a small testing batch, I want to stress how important it is to not only get your percentages like as close as you can to the actual number, but also your VG PG additive. Like when it says like where's the recipe here? When it says like 7.57 grams, 2.59 grams, right? You really want to get close to these numbers, like as close as possible. Because a lot of the times what I used to do was like I would just pour it until it got somewhere near that number. I wouldn't really worry too much about, like being like as close to that number as possible. But essentially what you're doing is you're either over flavoring your juice or diluting your juice. If you add too much, you're diluting your recipe to a pretty substantial amount. Like if I were to just pour this up to 8% or 8 grams rather, that's like a good amount of extra dilution added to the mix, right? It kind of throws all these numbers off. So just be careful, be more mindful of when you're adding your VG and PG. Something that I've been doing this year, and it does make a really big difference, especially at like 10 mil batches and smaller batches like that. I think Wayne's show is the last and only show that mixes live anymore. Most shows just have people talking. Really? Is that true? You gotta be mixing. That's what the people come for. If I could, I would just mix. I wouldn't even talk. Yeah, right. Who am I kidding? All right, this is the peach cobbler, peach berry cobbler with apple pie. Yeah, that's much better. I think that's much better. That's really good. That's a really good flavor. I gotta give Sam some credit here for the cobbler berry. The combo with peach is it's excellent. It works really well. This wouldn't be nearly as good without that ingredient. That's a good catch. This is why having people post recipes is so vital. It's so vital to being able to make better stuff. You can just steal other people's little ideas here and there. And we all just steal from each other. It's amazing. What's the quote? Good artists create, great artists steal, or something? This is excellent. This is an excellent peach berry cobbler. This is an excellent mix. We've been making some bangers on live mixing. One thing that I would like to change is possibly subbing out. See, this is the thing with Peach Juicy, okay? TFA Peach Juicy. It's one of the best peaches in bringing throwing peach at you, because a lot of peaches, like peach pie cream, it's a delicious peach, but with these other ingredients like smooth custard, cobbler, it's very delicate. It can get overpowered quite easily. Other peaches are also kind of like subtle. They kind of only really come out on the finish, where Peach Juicy is like, it's there. Like, you can taste it. And that's why, like, I think Peach Juicy, I just think it's one of the best peaches out there. However, it does kind of hit the throat a little bit for me. And I know this isn't isolated. I know other people have that same issue with Juicy Peach. So I wish I could find a similar peach that does a similar thing, but is much smoother. This is a fantastic peach cobbler. Fantastic peach berry cobbler. If you just want peach cobbler, you can pretty much take the same recipe. Just for the cobbler berry, you'd have to find maybe crumble topping, Wonder Flavors crumble topping, just something to kind of take this out. If you were to just take this out, I think it would be good, but I just don't think it would have the same type of, like, this has like dimensionality to it. Like when you vape it, you get it comes at you like different ways. So when you vape it, you get it's just so fucking good. Like, you get this ooey gooey peach berry like compote mixed in with cobbler, whatever like cobbler bakery, finished with like this like syrupy but like also like slightly textured fruitiness and like darkness and richness, and then the sweetness on the finish. Like it has like that really fun dimensionality to the vape where there's so many different levels to it. And you can even like focus in on a specific note that you like, and it's just a really fun recipe. It's a really good recipe. And if you were to just rip this out, I think it would really hurt the dimensionality of the mix, because it does seem to be adding like that berry note, but also like that thick richness that comes with this flavoring. It does seem to add a lot to the mix. So you'd have to find something to kind of swap that out and do something similar. Like, say you just wanted a peach cobbler. I don't know if just taking this out is going to give you that. It'll give you a peach cobbler, but it might not be that good. It might be more like a peach tart or like a peach pie or something. With this in there, it's cobbler. It's like, it's cobblered. It's cobblered. It tastes baked. It tastes rich. It tastes compote-y. Right? Let's just look at an image of a peach berry cobbler. This is what it tastes like to me. Let's add our notes. We're done. It's done. Well, let's do let's just do notes. This is off a shake and vape. Already delicious. Lots of fun dimensionality. I don't know how to spell. Dimensionality and layering going on. The peach plus berry cobbler blend is the star of the show, creating a really vibrant and gooey peach berry compote like flavor, followed by a, what is cobbler? What is it? It's just like baked dough, biscuit dough. Okay, it's a biscuit like dough. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Okay. A biscuit like cobbler doughy topping, finished with vibrant sweetness. A great mix. I guess I'd just do it like this. Notes. I do think there's room to swap the TPA Juicy Peach, as it does somewhat bring a sharp note to the throat hit. I know others also, well, I should say, I know that for others, this might be more severe. Though you'd want the peach to be just as forward as TPA's. You also have room for slightly more creamy or buttery notes here, as a cobbler generally has a bit more butter flavor incorporated. Beautiful. Made on live mixing. Let's put our little thing here. There you go. Dunzo. 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 What a great episode, guys. A great episode. Here we are. I thought it posted the links. No? Oh, maybe because I'm live now. Oh, I should change the name. Oh, I should also give credit to Sam. Credit to I am, is that how you say his name? I am Sam. For the cobbler berry tip. It's nice to credit people, okay? If you guys steal something from someone, steal an idea, steal a flavor profile, just say, hey, I got this idea from my friend or from one of these mixers. It's good. It's just good. It's good. What's the term? It's good tact. It's good. Good form to do that. Okay. You know, no one's gonna think of any less of you if you didn't come up with something, right? In fact, people are gonna think you're actually quite respectable if you add your credits and you say, I got this idea from this guy, I got this idea from this guy. This recipe is basically based on this guy's recipe. People don't really, they don't care about that stuff. You know what I mean? It's much better to just be honest and to be forthright with your inspirations. Everyone just respects that so much more. I promise you. Just because you did something or you've created a cool profile all by yourself, no one really cares about that. They just care about, is the juice good or not? You know, that's it. Is the art good? That's it. That's all they care about. Is the art good? Yeah. The people that do care about like credits and stuff like that are other artists and other people that are creating. It's nice to be recognized for something that you've done. So that's just something to think about. You don't have to do it, but it's good form to do that stuff. I have no problem doing it. Etiquette, yes, etiquette. Good etiquette. It's good etiquette. I also don't like forcing certain things. I know there was a whole push to like, there's just nothing you can do about it, right? People are going to do it or they're not going to do it. I just like to promote good etiquette. Recipe etiquette. Only in this community. Only in this community. It's been the worst winter recorded in history. Yeah. Dude, this winter was absolutely historically bad. Historically cold. I seriously hope it doesn't ever happen again. I hope next winter is like super warm and we barely get snow. It's so bad. It's the worst. I don't even want to think about it. Why'd you make me think about it? Ban that guy. Cool, guys. This was a good episode. I had fun. I had fun talking to you. We got a lot of good stuff today. We got to read about the approvals and we got to talk some shit and we got to make some good stuff. This is one of the better live mixing recipes I think I've made in a while. But I've been saying that a lot recently. We've been making a lot of bangers on live mixing. This if you want a way to hone your skills, which I know a lot of you guys don't care about that stuff, but if you want a way to like get better at mixing, forcing yourself to make something that you don't really care about is a great way to do that because you'll find things that you do care about. I didn't know that I would really like this recipe, to be honest. I don't really like peach that much. I don't really like cobbler that much. It's not something I would vape. This is so delicious and it's so like perfect for the season and it just hits right today. It's just hitting right. And I'm happy I was able to put my brain together and make something pretty interesting. So try that. I'll give you guys a challenge. Why don't you guys try making a peach berry cobbler, okay? Try making a peach berry cobbler. Come to me next week when we do the show with your peach berry cobbler recipes. I'd love to see what you guys have created. Feel free to just steal the recipe too. If you're like, wow, that berry cobbler peach idea is good, just take it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You know, feel free to credit. That's good etiquette, but try it out. It's good. It's fun. Maybe try a peach strawberry cobbler. That one I might be more into. Or peach raspberry cobbler. Or maybe not even a peach cobbler. Maybe blueberry strawberry cobbler. Something. I don't know. Try something. Try a cobbler. Cobblers are really tough. I'll say that. If you're going to go do a cobbler, I will say this really helped make the recipe a lot easier to make. Without this ingredient, this recipe specifically is a lot tougher to make because you have to find that sort of like glue. Apple pie, I love FA apple pie in cobbler type recipes. Like a cobbler or anything that incorporates like a gooey sort of compote-y fruit with like a flaky biscuity pastry or something. Apple pie is like really good for that. It's not really good for pies. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's good for pies. It's not really good for like cakes and like cookies and stuff like that. But for like pies and cobblers and stuff with like that like thicky compote stuff, it just adds like a nice little brightness and brings that sort of bakery note forward. It does a good job of bringing that weird flaky pastry note forward, which is like a way old school trick that Head and Clouds came up with way back in like 2013, maybe even earlier than that. That just still holds up to today. Like it's still one of the better ways to do that. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. This was a great episode. I love you all. I'll catch you guys later. Videos are coming. Produced videos are coming. Just had it's just been crazy, okay? But I promise you they're coming. I love you all. Have a great weekend.